What is going on YouTube? King Reggie, and we are back, and today we are going to be going over how to use cover 4 quarters to absolutely lock down I-form formations and empty sets. Alright guys, so we're continuing my match coverage defensive scheme. Now for this scheme, we're running out of the nickel 3-3-5 Sam formation out of the Seattle Seahawks playbook. But really guys, you can use any of the concepts that I'm going over in these videos in basically any defensive scheme in the game. All these concepts are going to translate to all the different match coverages you want to run. Now before we get into the video guys, I'm going to leave a link down in the description for the playlist for this entire scheme, this entire match defensive scheme. You guys should definitely check it out after this video. Especially guys, I break down super in-depth cover 4 quarters against balance sets and 3x1, and I go over all the rules. Now before you watch this video guys, you really should check out that video because I'm going to be touching on a lot of that same stuff, but I'm not going to go quite as in-depth because I already covered it in that video. So check the link in the description guys. I'll also pin it down in the comment section. Definitely at least go check out that video. Also guys, if you are interested, I am breaking down how to use either cover 4 palms or cover 4 quarters to basically lock down all the meta offenses in the game. Now if you want to see these videos guys, you have to become a member of my channel. Once again, I'll leave a link in the description. You just have to click the join button down below as well guys. You can join the membership program, and I will be going super in depth on these meta offenses guys. I've already broken down trips, tight end, and gun bunches on the way. So if you want to really take this match to the next level guys, definitely check out that membership program. All right guys, and then how this video is kind of gonna work, we are gonna break down I-form first, but I say I-form, but basically it's any formation where there's 2 backs in the backfield. We're going to break down all the coverage responsibilities and the adjustments we want to make to, you know, really help us against any 2-back formation. And then we're going to have gameplay of me showing you how well it works online. Then we will be doing the same for empty guys. We'll be doing a full breakdown, show you everyone's assignments, and then we will be going over some gameplay as well. So that's the idea guys. Let's hop into 2 backs I-form first. All right guys, so let's start with this outside corner. Now he is always going to read number 1 to number 2. So when I say number 1 guys, whenever I refer to that, that is the outside most receiver on that side of the ball. Then number 2 will be the second most outside receiver, and then if we're playing someone running trips, number 3 will be the inside most receiver. So the corner is always going to read number 1. Now if number 1 runs anything upfield, so a streak, a post, anything going vertical, a dig, a deep dig at 10 yards, if he ever gets past 7 yards going vertical upfield, the corner is going to lock him up in man coverage. Now if he runs a slant, a drag, or a hitch, now the corner's eyes are going to look to number 2. So in this case guys, number 2 is the inline tight end. Now whenever we're playing I-form, or you know, 2 running backs in the backfield, most of the time it'll be a tight end, but sometimes it'll be someone split out wide. So basically guys, now the corner's eyes are going to go to number 1, and if number 1 gets vertical up the field guys, even if he runs a seam route, the corner is going to look to help. If the number 2 runs a corner route, he's going to look to help. Anything vertical up the field, either vertical or cutting to the outside guys, he is going to look to help. Then we're going to look at the safety guys. He is always reading 2 to 1, right? Like going to play the exact same. So once again, if 2 gets vertical, the tight end in this case guys runs a streak, he's going to take him. Runs a corner route, he's going to take him. Runs a post route, he's going to take him. So anything vertical 7+ yard guys, he is going to take him. Now let's say the tight end runs a drag across the field. Now his eyes are going to go to number 1. So now if number 1 runs anything vertical cutting into the middle of the field, so if he just runs a straight streak, this safety will not, you know, help. But if he runs a vertical in cut, the safety is going to look to bracket number 1. So that is going to play the exact same. Then our quarter flats are basically going to play the same way guys. The only difference is because there's no one split out wide most of the time, usually they're going to be lined up over a tight end, they are not going to get hands on him when he goes vertical. So we'll actually show that really quick. If the tight end gets upfield like this, he's actually not going to jam him. If 2 is in the slot, then our quarter flat will jam him. If 2 goes to the flats, he will take him. If 2 gets vertical, he will look to help on the next player going to the flats. So real quick guys, let's say it was something like this. So tight end runs vertical. Now this running back is going right to the flats right here. Now watch the quarter flat guys here. He's gonna go He takes a false step. It's really dumb. I don't know why he does that. He's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to go down aggressively to the flats there. That is something, when we get into the adjustments, I will go over on how we want to improve that. So that is really the adjustments, guys. Same with the 3-rec hook. He's going to play the exact same way in the middle of the field. You know, he's going to help on crossers, help on drags. On a 2x1 set or a 2x2 set, he doesn't have any super big responsibilities. All right, guys, now let's talk about this quarter flat on the backside. So this player is going to play it a little bit different. So that front side quarter flat, play like the classic way. Now this quarter flat is actually gonna man up the running back out of the backfield. So in an I form, he's gonna man up the tailback. If the fullback was on this side and he runs out of the backfield, he'll man him up. But basically he is just gonna follow that first player out of the backfield up, follow him wherever. So if he ran an out route, he's gonna follow him on the out route. Right here, guys, he's gonna run a vertical route. Let's follow right here. Let's watch Bentley here, this quarter flat defender. Watch, he's gonna take this guy in man coverage, run up the field with him. See how he goes up field, runs with the running back all the way on a streak there. So he is not playing a normal quarter flat, a normal flat, hard flat. He's going to lock that player up in man coverage. Okay, now let's quickly talk about the cornerback on this side, guys. He is going to man up this player, this #1 receiver on the solo side, everywhere he goes, unless this player runs a drag or a slant. So if he runs a slant or a drag, or he just hitches up, then this corner will not take him. If he goes anything vertical, anything to the outside, he will take him in man coverage. Then our last player we got to go over in coverage, guys, is this backside safety. This is going to be our user. He is basically free, guys. He is going to help on any post from #1. If one runs a post on the inside, he's going to help bracket that. If the tight end runs a deep crosser across the field like that, he's going to help on that. He is really free to just help wherever we need, and you're going to be super aggressive in the run game, guys. So that is the coverage assignments against I-form. It is very similar. It's very simple. If you really understand that first quarter's coverage video, guys, this is all going to come very easily to you. So really, guys, this is super simple for us. We are going to be using this backside safety. I like to bring him down into the box. We're going to be super aggressive in the run game, and basically we're looking for deep posts, deep crossers that come free. Then the adjustments I like to make, guys, if you watch my previous match coverage videos, you are gonna, you're gonna get the drill. I love to put my quarter flat players into hard flats. I want to cancel out that man coverage, guys. I really don't like how those quarter flats play. So that is how I really like to set this up, guys. You can also bring this guy down into the box. Obviously, you see I form, you're going to expect play action, and you're going to expect, some power run game. So the really big passing concepts we have to be aware is backside posts from this single side receiver, also front side posts from this, solo or this split out receiver here. A ton of posts into the middle of the field off play action. We have gameplay, so you have to be aware of that, guys. But really, with this player, we are just going to be super aggressive. One other thing we have to be aware, guys, is when we're playing hard flats, you have to be aware of these, any wheel route from any of these players. So if this player here is running a wheel route, let's see if this works. If I put him back in the backfield, he's running a wheel route, guys. Watch what's going to happen because we are in hard flats. This is the only thing I want to go over, and then we'll hop into the game because this is something very important. So watch this running back, guys, if we have time. That player there is going to let him go past him, that hard flat defender, and he's going to be running wide open along the sideline. So as the user on this side, guys, we have to be very aware of that. Also, if they start running tight end wheels, that is also a possibility. Be aware of that. But those are kind of the big things, guys. It's a lot of the same concepts that we went over in that balance set. So really, let's hop into the gameplay here, and then right after that, we're going to hop into empty. All right, guys, so here we go on the first one. So we see here, we already have a hard flat on this side. We still have a quarter flat on this side, but I believe I should be putting this guy in a hard flat. If not, we see here we're getting super aggressive with bringing this guy into the box, guys. If we have time, I also like to bring this guy in the box. But basically here, guys, as the user, we're just free. I come up a little bit in the run game. Then we're just getting on our horse and looking for anything going deep. Deep post, deep crossers. So we see a hard flat here, guys. A little flat route with his fullback. That is taken away. We have an out route with the running back. We see our 3-rec hook. And we have our hard flat here that he's going to run right to, guys. We have man coverage here. So now we have a two deep posts that he's running deep play action fake. If they're ever in I form, guys, that is something we have to be very aware of. We see as the user, guys, we are helping out here. 2-on-1 here. We're able to get in with our user and break that pass up. Okay, here we go again, guys. I form with a split tight formation right here. So same thing. We're free on this side, guys. We're helping wherever we see. We see a drag here coming across the middle. We see a flat route, quick out route, and then we see this quick hitting post in the middle of the field, guys. This player would have been completed, but as this free user, guys, we are able to step in front. We have acrobat on this player, and we're able to step in front, make a huge pick in the red zone. So really, guys, we're free. We're going to come up quick in the run, and we're going to help on any posts over the middle, deeper posts, deeper crossers. Okay, here we go. So this is what I was talking about, guys. Pistol, we're going to treat it the same. We have two players in the backfield, solo on this side, two tight ends on this side. The last second I'm able to, get over to my right user. So hard flat here, guys. He's going right out to the flats. We have a hard flat here. So now we have this deep out route here. This player is going to take him there. We have a deep route here taken away. User helping on this deep in cut. We have this player here hooking up that our flat defender is getting underneath. Then he has this late flat route here, guys, from the running back. And we have a hard flat on the field. Going to rally up really quick and get him for like a 2-yard gain. Okay, here we go again, guys. I form. Safety on the backside. We are completely free, and now we want to come up and fill in the run. As soon as we see this action, guys, we have to be super aggressive in the run game. We are in a run fit. We are free here. We are coming up to the ball. We're going to take on the fullback in the hole, and then we are going to tackle this running back for a 2-yard gain. If you aren't aggressive in the run game and they run weak side on you, you are going to give up some runs. You have to be super aggressive and then recover if they do a play action fake. Okay, here we go again, guys, loading up this side. That's another thing I didn't really go over, but we can also, shift our line to that side. We can shift our linebackers to the strength. Definitely, don't get overloaded on that side of the box. So if you have to shift your linebackers, if you have to shift your line, do that. But then you have to be aware on this backside. If you do shift your line, you might be the last line of defense if they do decide to run to the weak side. So you have to be aware of that. But right here, guys, we're coming down into the box. We're going to read these players. We see a I form lead action right here, pulling guard, a power run. We see a gap, guys. We shoot that gap and we meet Derrick Henry in the hole. Okay, here it is again, guys, split back. So we're going to treat this the same way. Anytime there's two running backs in the backfield, we have two receivers on this side, solo on this side. So we are going to be free on this backside player. We're going to look at the running back here, guys, going to the flats. This player is not reacting very quickly. That is wide open. I don't know why he's taking that angle, but right here, guys. Okay, so this play, we see here, guys, this is what I kind of wanted to go over. We're solo, we're singled on the outside. So if they ever have a speed advantage on us, sometimes, you know what? They're solo recovered. This is Darrelle Revis, a legend, one-on-one with Terry McLaurin. And sometimes you are going to get beat. We're playing aggressive match coverage. Sometimes we're going to give up a play on the outside. It's one-on-one. We can't always take everything away. Okay, guys, so very similar situation. So we have a one-on-one on the outside. This is kind of what I just want to show you. If the matchup is right, sometimes we're going to make the play, sometimes they are. So the last one, they had a bit of a speed advantage. We get beat on the outside, but here, pretty even speed. We're able to click on here, guys. We're able to stack the receiver. We're able to high point the football and go make a play. All right, guys, so this one's kind of a game situation play. So 7-0 first quarter, 41 seconds left. We see a big heavy formation, tight end, two running backs, receiver split in tight. I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get in the box. I'm going to fill down, make a play in the run game. So we see heavy play action fake. I bite on it. Now I'm getting back. I'm trying to help over the top. And we see here, guys, he's got a route running ability on his backside post. His backside post absolutely burns us. Gets upfield, rack catch. Humphrey gets burnt by Roy Williams, and he's gone for like a 60-yard bomb. So look at that, guys. 30 seconds left, 7-0. Now, later in the game, guys, 21-7. So we had a really good second quarter. We made a bunch of plays, but look at this. 18 seconds left. What do we see? The exact same formation. What do we see here, guys? Exact same play action fake, but look at our user this time, guys. We see the same formation. We see the same fake. I'm not going to react the same way. I'm going to read the formation. Playing in this scheme, guys, this match scheme, we have to be very aware of what's happening. It puts a ton of pressure on us as a user to know what's going on, but it can be so beneficial once we figure it out. So right here, we come down, then I remember, okay, backside post. We are all over it, guys. We see his route running ability lights up, but we are all over it with our user. So now we take that away. Now he's going to have to check it down. Player in the flats taken away, running back right there. He tries to hit the deep crosser, but our 3-rec hook steps in front and makes a massive pick. So that is all game situation, guys. If they beat you on something, remember it, come back and take it away the next time. All right, guys, now we are going to talk about empty. So basically on this trip side, guys, for our 3 outside players there, they are going to play it basically the same as the last, formation we went over. The corner is going to read 1 to 2. If 1 goes vertical, he's going to take him. If he stays shallow, he's going to look to 2. Then our safety, he is going to read 2 to 1. If 2 gets vertical, he's going to take him. If he stays shallow, he's going to look to 1. All the same rules we went over a bunch, guys, out of quarters. The only one it's a little bit different for than, against I form is this quarter flat player. So if number 2 gets vertical, guys, and he is in a quarter flat, he is actually going to stick with them for a little bit. He's going to give him a shot, let it, impede his progress as he's going to the safety. Now, I did go over it in that quarters video again, guys. Like, if 2 goes shallow here, now this safety can actually help on 3. So let's say they run something like this, guys. I'm going to get off Phillips. This is just, going to go over this quick. So watch the safety here, guys. He's actually going to take Gronk up the field. He does a little half step there, and then he's going to cut back inside. But if 2 look, so that's where his read does get a little bit different. He's going to read 2 to 1, then he's going to come to 3. If 3's getting vertical and 2 shutting it down, then he's going to help on 3. All right, guys, now we're going to go over this 3-rec hook, and this is where it does get a little bit different. So he is reading right away, guys, number 3. Now, if number 3 is ever running a crosser across the field like this, now he's going to wall this player off and help ride him to the safety, this backside safety, guys. So that's his first job. Then we'll touch on these 2 players really quick. Then we'll get back to them, to the 3-rec hook, because that's really the big one for this empty set where it can be different. So now on the backside, guys, they are just reading quarters very normally. So 2 to 1, exact same thing. The quarter flat is going to get hands on 2. They're all going to read it the same way. But now this is where it gets weird for this backside player, guys, because in a 3-by-1 set against quarters, he has to be super aware of number 3. He is going to take him if he runs deep cross or if he runs vertical. So now, guys, we kind of have to read 2 and read 3. We're going to user this backside player once again. Now, if it runs something like this is the stock 4 verticals out of this empty set. We're going to watch this, guys. What's going to happen is the 3-rec hook is going to get under this vertical. He's going to pass him off to the safety. Then the safety is going to take him. Then the 3-rec hook is going to come back into the middle and help. So let's watch. So he's going to get under that player. Then once he gets to the safety, he's going to trade off and let the safety take him. So that's going to work fine. We have no problems there. But what if they run 5 verticals? This is where we can have some issues, right? Because now number 2 is going vertical. That becomes the safety's guy. Now watch the 3-rec hook player here, guys. Now his responsibility is he has to take this number 3 across the field. So watch here, guys. He's going to turn his hips. He has to take him, and he's going to convert into man coverage on number 3. He's going to have to run with that player wherever he goes. If he goes vertical towards the 2 receiver side, and both these players are running vertical. Once again, if they run the classic, the stock 4 verts, or if this player runs a, in cut, or this player runs, a slant, then it's going to work different. I have gameplay footage to kind of show you how that's going to work. But really, that is the big key, guys. The other big thing that can happen, I've never had this ran on me, but this is kind of a, not a game-breaking glitch, but a coverage-breaking, just play design. So right here, guys, if they run something like this right here, I've never had anyone run it on me, but watch what's going to happen. Watch the tight end going up the seam, guys. He is going to get wide open against quarters for a touchdown basically every time. Let's go take a look real quick, break that down. So right here, guys, we got to think about everybody's responsibilities. So right here, look at this safety. He's reading 2 to 1. 2 gets vertical and he cuts out. So that has to become his player. He's responsible for 2 going vertical. We look at 1, he's going vertical. The corner has to take him. The quarter flat, I would love if he would just ride this player, trade him, and take that corner route. But for some reason, the logic doesn't pick that up. You'd think the quarter flat should get vertical. If all 3 players are going vertical, he should ride 2 up the field. He doesn't. So that is where like I said, I've never had this run on a game on me, but it is something that could really, you know, F us up. What you could do, guys, is you could just man this 3-rec hook up on this player right here. Now he's going to follow him upfield, run with him vertically, try to make a play. That is the only kind of game-breaking, coverage-breaking play I have found that is really going to give you troubles against quarters. But other than that, guys, this play is going to work very well. Now, one other, you know, adjustment-wise thing I will do, guys, is I love to play hard flats. So, you know, I'll put these 2 players in hard flats like that. We can do that, but a lot of the time I will actually leave the quarter flats stock, because a lot of the times when people are trying to go empty, they're trying to get vertical shots down the field. So I'll let these players jam them, give my safeties a little bit more time, and then we can rally down to the football. But really, guys, the only big adjustments I will make is I'll put those players in hard flats when we're using this safety. And once again, if number 2 shuts it down, if he runs anything other than a vertical route, now backside we are free. So now we can come down on that crosser. We can come over and help on the trip side anywhere we want. I have a ton of gameplay footage, guys, of my user making a ton of plays. When you run empty, they really try to pick on your user, and I make a ton of plays out of this formation. So let's go look at the gameplay for this. All right, guys, so empty 3x2 looks very similar to the practice mode formation we just went over. So right here, guys, we're going to be reading 2. Right here we look. So quarter flats are not jamming. So I put hard flats on the field on this play. So these guys are going to get free releases at your safety. Have to be wary. As our user, we see, you know, this player is getting upfield super hard, and he runs a little out and up here. So that actually kind of screwed me up as the user, because if he runs out, I'm going to give him to the corner, but then he goes up. So I have to realize, okay, no, the corner is going to stay on this post route as the user. This puts a ton of pressure on the user, guys, but if we read it correctly, we react correctly, we can high point the football and make a huge pick on that play. So, you know, sometimes it's not going to work, but if you read it correctly, guys, you're going to get a ton of huge plays. Okay, here we go. Empty in the red zone, guys. We're up 7, 28 seconds left in the game. He runs empty in the red zone. He wants to spread everyone out, try to hit a quick seamer, something quick into the end zone. We look 4th and 7. I'm reading 2, guys. He goes vertical. We have our hard flats jumping out right away. We have this icon pop up, and we jump that, guys, and we go the other way for 6. I don't know. When people run empty and they see you are using a safety, guys, they get very aggressive and they're going to target you. So that can lead to a ton of big plays for us. Okay, guys, now this is where some of the crossing, some of that can get interesting. So right here, guys, we're reading 2. So watch 2. He gets vertical, but now he's running across the field. Now we look at 3. He's also running vertical across the field. So now we are actually going to trade with the 3-rec, guys. This is where it gets super interesting. It's fun to play these defenses, guys. You got to be on your toes. You have to read it correctly. But when you do, this player sees me come off. He sees a 3-rec look, 3-rec hook sit. He thinks he's going to have the crosser, and I read it beautifully. We step in front, get an acrobat pick. So there's a nice switch off, guys. That's where us and the 3-rec hook are really going off number 2 and number 3, and we're going to trade. We're going to trade off. It does take some practice, take some reps, but when you get it down, it's going to work great. Okay, same thing, 3x2, read 2. So now 2's going shallow in. So we're going to come off him, guys. Now we are completely free as the user. We see a hard flat getting out under that, guys. We see our 3-rec hook getting super aggressive. So this is the same thing, guys. The 3-rec hook is giving me 3, which I take, and now he's coming down hard on 2. Look how beautiful that is. Steps right in front. So we took number 3 on the deep crosser. He steps in front of number 2 on the drag and makes a huge play. Okay, here we go. 3x2 once again. Read number 2. Read number 2 on this play. 4th and 8 once again. So here's one, guys. This I actually play quarter flats. Sometimes I do want to play quarter flats. We want to keep that match principle. It's 4th and 8. I want to get hands on. I want them to ride players. So right here, hands on. We see here, guys, if 3 and 2 both cut into the middle of the field, and there's nobody going to the hard flats, the quarter flat is actually going to ride this player. So that's really nice on this, 3rd and 8, 4th and 8. There's no one going to the hard flats. If I put him on a hard flat, he's going to go right there. I left him on a quarter flat here, guys. Now he's going to ride the slant, and we're actually able to tackle him half a yard short, and we get off the field on 4th down. All right, guys, so this is a big one. Remember when I was talking about 5 verts before? This guy actually ran it. So now we look at number 2, guys. He's getting vertical. He passes 7 yards. Even though he runs a hitch, he passes 7 yards. This is going to read as he passes, and now that's my player. So now our 3-rec hook has to take this player on the deep cross. Now I get off and I help, but we see here, he's matching, this is our 3-rec hook. He's matching him 40 yards down the field. Now look at this catch, guys. This is maybe a 50-yard throw to the sideline. 3 defenders around him. Kyle Pitts high points this and does get both feet in bounds. I was so mad when he caught that. I literally had 3 players on. I clicked on intro roll with acrobat. I go up, I don't make the play. All right, guys, that is it. Be on the lookout for my next video. It is going to be how to turn palms into a nasty blitz against a ton of different formations.